of cruelty.
If there was somebody that was kind of on the edge and then saw that, you know, maybe they would say, hey, this isn't right.
I just think it's terrible. I can't fathom how doctors could see that and just keep going with it.
Pretty shocking to see something, you know, like that. I mean, most people really doesn't see what happens in an abortion.
That anti-abortion message will be seen on billboards like this one. They show pictures of human embryos and fetuses in a push to sway voters heading to the polls in November. Today proves that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and almost everyone downtown seemed to notice.
It's beyond gross.
I think it's a great way to get their message out. Very effective.
They're billboards that began traveling Tulsa streets today. They depict actual aborted fetuses. Some people saw it as a great snapshot of the issue.
Well, I have no problem with it. I think they're just out there just promoting the truth. I mean, the truth is what you see, and it's stark reality of what abortion truly is.
While others were offended.
They shouldn't be allowed to display that graphic pictures on the trucks over and over downtown when I'm going to lunch.
I just saw it as I was going around the corner, and I was stunned. I have never seen that before.
That's just, I think, going overboard. I think it's just going overboard.
I don't care to see that driving down the road.
That picture in the back's kind of like sickening. It's just too graphic.
They need to have rocks thrown at them.
And I forgot they were going to be here because I was going to fill up balloons with paint and I was going to throw them at their stupid-ass truck.
I really believe that it is a woman's choice on whether she gets abortion or not. And I just don't think it's fair that they're driving that around town.
Very graphic, and it's very, I think, inappropriate.
And the kids are looking at that, you know, and like, well, Mommy, what's that? You know, it's bad.
You're not knowing what it is at first, so you look even closer, and every time you look by, it's so right there in your face, you look at it every single time it drives by. It angers me, because it's somebody else putting their viewpoints right in your face.
Those kind of pictures.
But it gets the attention, and therefore
I think they ought to take their trucks back to where they came from. We don't need them here in Cedar Rapids.
There's a lot of things going on in this world at this time, and we don't need to be constantly reminded of it in our home at this time.
You know, I mean, it's too much.
That's gross. I mean, who needs to see that?
Well, I mean, it's just sickening. I mean, it's a terrible thing that happened, but, you know, like I said, I just don't wish to see that.
I think that display is awful. It's a little too graphic to be driving down the street with those images.
It's something that a woman has a right to her choice and something she should think about, and just going for the gut, just making a disgusting picture and driving on in public, it's not really discussing the issue intelligently.
I don't think it's effective, because who is it really scaring?
Any person who has ever been in the situation where they could possibly be pregnant and it was an accident and would know that you have to be pro-choice because you can't not have an option.
A little bit. It's quite grotesque, to tell you the truth.
We're trying to have a pleasant lunch, and no matter what your view on abortion is, you have these very graphic images that are going by while you're trying to eat lunch, and it kind of detracts a little bit from a nice lunch here.
I think it's disgusting. I think that there's an easier way to get your point across, and I think a lot of people get their points across without showing. I mean, there's other issues in life that are disgusting too, and they don't need to show pictures of it to get the point across.
I'm not for abortion at all, but that's a little bit disgusting.
I think it's disgusting. I feel like everybody's body belongs to them, and I feel like also if you choose to go out and make a decision, you should live with the consequences, but this is not the way to do it.
You know what? A lot of people don't like to see a lot of things, but see, I don't mind it because they need to be shown.
That's good to show people that it's going like that, you know what I'm saying? Because what's the future going to come if you killing off the kids?
It is very graphic, however, that will call attention to everyone.
It is very shocking to see, but it's also a reality that people don't want to deal with. It's what the end result of abortion is.
If it said honk if you agree, I would honk. So I'm just really pleased that somebody is willing to stand up and say, wait a minute, stop and think.
Need to show it like it is.
This next story is one some of you might find disturbing. An anti-abortion caravan is rolling through the St. Louis area.
Now, this caravan includes trucks with graphic images that drive around city streets. The trucks are raising eyebrows and questions like, can they do that? Jamie Allman answers that question and more in this News 4 Extra. And again, we just want to remind you that you may find the images in this report disturbing.
They are rolling rants for all of St. Louis to see, 6 of them blanketing the streets, rain or shine, but burning the eyes of some.
You shouldn't be blasted with these images that are just atrocious. I mean, it was shocking.
Abby Rudolph first spotted the anti-abortion trucks while she was eating at a downtown restaurant.
Before we knew it, this huge shadow came over the side, and kind of everyone turned because it blocked the sun. And there it was, just huge on this huge moving truck. And it makes me upset.
Thumbs down, huh? Some public reaction, harsh. Just what organizers wanted.
People complain when Dr. King showed people the injustices in the South. People complain when television stations like yours showed Rodney King being beaten up. Americans have to see an injustice to deal with it. The Abu Ghraib prison scandal, a lot of reporters and a lot of government officials knew about it for 6 months. One picture came out, and then people started to deal with it. Well, that's how we feel about this tragedy. As long as they're killing babies, we're going to keep showing people what the killing is about.
The trucks are owned by a group called Abortion No. From the East Coast, they'll cruise cities across the nation up until Election Day. Behind every truck, a security car. And in spite of what some citizens like Abby want,
it needs to be taken out of our city. It doesn't need to be here, and it's not fair. It just needs to be gone.
The ACLU says the trucks have every right to be on the street.
Government cannot restrict speech based on content. And the government would have to come up with a content-neutral reason for restricting these signs, and I think, quite frankly, they would have a difficult time.
So for now, it appears the anti-abortion trucks will have the last word. Right up to the last mile they're on the road.